Famous Guitars, episode number 52. Well, you take a guitar company that's known for making a couple of the most classic guitars out there. They branch off and make something kind of odd looking, but electronically innovative, and is picked up by rock and roll's most notable Hispanic player. You might think I'm talking about this guitar right here. And of course, I would be talking about Gibson's famous L6S. Now, the L6S is a fascinating chapter in Gibson's history because it represents a moment when the company decided to break from tradition and try something new, something modern, versatile, and a little experimental. Let's rewind to the early 1970s. At the time, Gibson was facing increasing competition from Fender and other manufacturers. Players were also asking for more tonal flexibility, slimmer necks, and lighter instruments. Gibson, known for its classics like the Les Paul and SG, needed to adapt. Enter Bill Lawrence. Bill Lawrence was a legendary pickup designer and guitarist who joined Gibson in the early 70s. He brought a forward-thinking approach to guitar design, and the L6S became one of his most notable contributions. Released in 1973, the L6S was one of the first Gibson guitars designed with a focus on electronics and versatility. And that's really the heart of this guitar. The L6S featured a solid maple body, unusual for Gibson, which typically favored mahogany. Maple gave the guitar a brighter, snappier tone, more in line with Fender-style instruments. It also had a set neck initially, until the Midnight Special run that had bolt-on maple necks. Another departure from Gibson's traditional set neck construction. Right away you can see what they were aiming for. A hybrid feel, something that could appeal to players crossing between Gibson's warmth and Fender's clarity. But where the L6S really stood out was in its electronics. It came equipped with two humbucking pickups designed by Bill Lawrence, paired with a 6-position rotary switch. That switch allowed players to access a wide range of tones, from full thick humbucker sounds to thinner, almost single coil-like tones, plus out-of-phase options and series parallel combinations. For 1973, that was pretty groundbreaking. This wasn't just a guitar, it was a tonal toolbox. Now, despite all that innovation, the L6S had a somewhat mixed reputation at first. Traditional Gibson players weren't always sure what to make of it. It didn't look like a Les Paul, didn't feel like an SG, and didn't quite sound like either. But for players willing to experiment, it became a hidden gem. And that brings us to one of the most famous champions, Carlos Santana. Before he became closely associated with PRS guitars, Santana played a Gibson L6S during the mid-70s. In fact, he used it extensively on albums like Borboleta and Amigos. He was drawn to its clarity and expressive tonal range, which suited his fluid melodic style. Santana's use of the L6S gave the guitar a significant boost in visibility. Suddenly, players started paying attention. Another notable player was Pat Martino, the legendary jazz guitarist. Martino appreciated the L6S for its precision and tonal flexibility, perfect for complex jazz phrasing. Other players include Paul Stanley of Kiss. So let's take a look at the specs of this guitar. The Gibson L6 typically featured a solid maple body, either a set or bolt-on maple neck, depending on the model you went with 24 frets. Two Bill Lawrence designed humbuckers, a 6-way rotary selector switch, master volume and tone controls, and a string through the body bridge design on the Midnight Special, which helped with sustain. It was sleek, lightweight compared to many Gibsons, and designed for players who wanted options. Production of the original L6S ran from 1973 to around 1980. While it never reached the massive popularity of the Les Paul or SG, it built a loyal following, and over time, its reputation has grown. In later years, Gibson even reissued the L6S, recognizing its unique place in their lineup. Today, the L6S is something of a cult classic. Collectors love it for its innovation, players love it for its versatility, and historians appreciate it as a bold step in Gibson's evolution, a moment when the company wasn't afraid to take risks. It's a reminder that not every great guitar is an instant hit. Some take time to be understood. And the Gibson L6S? Well, it's definitely one of those guitars. And there you are, your famous guitars number 52, a deep dive into Gibson's L6S electric guitar. And if you're following me on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and comment below. If you're on TikTok, like, share, and follow for more famous guitars.